Welcome into DC On Screen, episode 370. Today we're going to get super spoilery on Arrow 519, Dangerous Liaisons. I'm your host, David C. Robertson. This is my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hello.
To recap, Argus and Team Arrow face off against Helix and Felicity. Felicity needs a heartbeat tracker that will isolate Chase's elusive position, but John and Oliver are worried about her heading down a bad road. Felicity kind of wins and helps the world's greatest hacker escape Argus's grasp. Helix abandons Felicity because of her arrow ties, but they do give her the tracker. Turns out he's in the building. Meanwhile, John and Lila's marriage may not survive the black site argument, and Lance helps Renee get back in touch with his daughter. And the real story here, Curtis loses a precious piece of vintage gaming equipment. Josh McKay writes in and says, I have to say Arrow is getting really damn good, by far my favorite DC show this year. So good. I agree with you, buddy. I totally agree with you.
It's really good this stepped season. Up hugely.
Now, I have to stand behind Curtis on this one. Maximum force, man. Nobody wants to see that game take any damage.
That was a great bit. And even when, what was it, Elena? Is that her name? Felicity and Elena later just kind of like mourn over it, just for a second. And the look on Curtis's face when he realizes that he had to put that machine down.
No, of course, as funny as that was, it was actually annoying that Black Canary gave him that scowl, like, are you serious, bro? I'm like, it's not that deep. Come on, man. Don't be that mad at him.
No, she's right. Like, this is not... I thought it was a good, like, zigzag, as far as, like, he should not be at all interested in this game right now. This is the most serious thing happening in the show, and we had this fun... I thought it was a good opening to the show. It was like Curtis actually bookended it pretty well, because he was really funny up front with the arcade game, and then he was really funny like at the end with there's more glasses. We can just okay, we're supposed to go.
Yeah.
Oh, he wants to drink alone. Gotcha.
That was fun. I think it's funny that Felicity never notices Curtis's obvious, I'm feeling this is suspicious face. Because he's got a very obvious face. Like, he like squints his eyes and kind of juts out his chin like,
I always feel like she knows. She just is moving on anyway. Like, I feel like that was part of her story of this episode, though, was just...
Sure.
She knows, like... Curtis is concerned. But
she has a good point at the end. Like, and the way they kind of did this episode, it seemed like it was a little bit men versus women. Because Lila and Felicity have totally backed Oliver and Dig whenever they did some messed up shit like this. And now suddenly, like, Oliver and Dig are being like, you can't do that. And they're like, why? You do this crap all the time.
Yeah.
And, it actually annoyed me that Diggle was just like, that's a black site. That's not okay. And I'm like, what the hell did you have your brother in, dude?
Yeah.
Like, there was no due process. Put your high horse back in your pocket, Dig.
Yep, I understand. Here's the fun part. Think about the island. Where is Deathstroke right now?
Oliver's own little black site?
Yep. So I understand his argument with Lila.
Mm-hmm.
I get it philosophically. Mm-hmm. Just, there's a giant WTF behind it, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Now, Felicity makes more sense, though. Like, she wants to find Adrian Chase. I get that. I mean, and she's going to go so far as to actually betray, Team Arrow. She made more sense to me this episode than anybody else.
Yeah.
But she often does. It's just that I think they kind of stretched her. I guess I'll call it more than they do normally.
I don't know. She's been going down a path, and I guess, like, having seen the characters and everything that everybody does on this show, I didn't really feel like it was a bad path. I didn't, like, necessarily feel like it was terrible anyway. And,
well, it was definitely, like, morally questionable. It just...
I mean, sure, but everything everybody does on the show is morally questionable.
That's kind of the point.
At no point did and they were wise to bring that up, and for Felicity to be like, dude, what the hell, Oliver? I always back you, and you didn't back me. This was my play.
Right. Yeah. No, that was one of the points where you kind of thought, y'all should probably back off and just let her run things for a second. Also, she's smarter than all of you.
Mm-hmm. And that was proven. And also, I don't agree. I don't disagree with Lila either, though.
I mean, I did enjoy the discussion about her becoming the new Waller, and I loved the line about like things look different from the other side of the desk and stuff like that. Like that was great dialogue, I thought.
Yeah, I just think Diggle maybe should not have been as much of a jerk as he was, considering that he had his own brother in a black slot last season.
Yeah, he knows how this goes. And this may be the end of, like, John and Lila. Why?
I'm not nearly as invested in John and Lila as the writers think I am.
I'm invested in Lila. That girl is a badass. I love her.
She's cool. She's cool. I just don't care about the relationship.
No, I love Diggle to death, but they're separate. I mean, I don't care about their kid who was reinvented. Yeah. By time. So I don't have like an investment in them being parents in any kind of weird way. Yeah. Now that's just because they that's because they invented this cat out of nowhere. I know why that's happening. But yeah.
I didn't care about baby Sarah either, but the thing is like it's mostly because like every time, I
haven't been made to feel about this thing.
Like they're just running around on missions or whatever, and I'm like, who's watching this kid?
It's a great babysitter somewhere with a black belt, I guess.
I feel like there are a couple of guys with like machine guns sitting next to a crib somewhere in the back of an Argus van or something. I don't know.
Right. With, I guess, white face mask things.
I think those were the hackers.
Oh, those are the mercs. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Those are the ones that got hurt, but not the Argus guys. They only got kind of shot.
I guess, I was just on Team Felicity and Lila to some degree.
Yeah, I mean, like, you got to give Diggle some points here, like justice, all that stuff. But, sure. Trial, yeah, but it was hard not to side with Lila to some extent. I did enjoy the dialogue though of like you may be how do you put it? You may be making the world safer, but you may not be making it better. Mm-hmm. That's just good.
That's a good line. Yeah,
it's good dialogue.
It's a good line. I kind of feel, and maybe they did, and I didn't catch it. I would have felt better if they kind of name checked it. Like if she would have been like, yeah, what about your BS thing down, your little black site thing? It's like, yeah, and I mean, that was terrible. I shouldn't have done that, and I feel awful about it, and this ruined me. And, and I guess they did kind of go that extra step with Oliver and Felicity, where he was like, at the cost of my soul, and she's like, yeah, but you don't have to carry that burden alone anymore. Oh.
Yeah, no, that was solid. Like
that was solid, absolutely. Which is why it's still the best show on this season.
I mean, I enjoyed Diggle even talking to Oliver about you need to talk to her. Like even that lead up was good, and then Oliver actually talking to her was it was great. I mean, it was really good. It was great television. Mm-hmm. Just the back and forth about the cost of his soul versus what she could give up, and what he's willing to give up. That was fantastic, actually.
Yeah. So, tell you what wasn't fantastic though is when that van pulls up and there's a big sign that says "Turn off motor" and they didn't turn off their motor. Like, if I pulled up and there was like a bunch of dudes with machine guns pointed at me, I'd turn off my motor.
I'd probably turn it off, yeah.
Or
careen into one of them.
My favorite thing this episode is the Quentin Wild Dog stuff.
That was great. It really was. That was a fantastic subplot. They both did a great job with it.
Everything with Quentin and Wild Dog together. What did I tell you about calling me Hoss? Don't. And then, his Wild Dog's daughter calls him Hoss, and like Quentin has this great reaction, really? kind of reaction
Yeah,
to the girl
it's
calling him Hoss.
his face sighed without actually sighing. No,
But
they
then,
were
like,
they were fantastic. It was a great little sub story. God, like when they were at least 3 times when they were talking about his daughter, where I got a little choky uppy.
Oh yeah, man. And Quentin's got this he's started getting this great understated kind of, I don't know, understated tears look.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, Blackthorn's learning from Joe. Like, what's
I mean, there's never been Paul Blackthorne's a good actor, and I think they've finally given him something that was like really up his alley with him talking about his, if I had a daughter, this is what I would do, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think they finally put him in like his place. So him talking to Renee, yeah, but especially when it gets to the point where Renee is talking to his daughter, I finally like teared up a little bit.
Yeah, that was rough.
But they did it really well. I mean, it was a good backstory. It was a good confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
Even the you need to drop this kind of attitude Renee took the first time. Like it was just a really well written subplot.
Yeah, it was. It was probably my favorite thing of the episode.
Yeah.
Now next week actually looks like it's going to be phenomenal.
Oh, by the way, maybe my favorite part of this episode, I got like the premonition of my Mr. Terrific moment. And by the way, I loved his little line about like how do you put it? I'm Mr. Overwatch, or I'm Overwatch Terrific, or whatever it was. He mixed up all the words, and that was fine. That was funny. But I finally got my moment where like he has 2 guys in his grasp. He throws his little T-spheres at him, and then he's holding his T-spheres, and there's kind of like this moment of like, what are you gonna do?
When he kind of jumped at them, like, yeah, what,
Well,
yeah,
he threw
that.
the T-spheres. They blew up the guns, and then it's like, do you want to see what else they can do?
Yeah.
I can laugh, going like, oh shit, you're turning into a badass. You just took that next turn. Oh.
Kind of. Well, I mean, he threw the spheres, and they worked. But then when he did the little come at me bro jump, I was like, and there we're back to lame.
No, I like the come at me bro jump. I really did.
I didn't at all.
I did.
I thought it was embarrassing.
No, I liked that a lot. That was I think key. I
thought it was as embarrassing as Black Canary's little, you shouldn't grab a woman without permission. I'm like, oh, shut up.
You know what I hated about that though was the fight choreography was so good for her, and then it ended with this stupid line. And the fight choreography for this episode was really good. Why did it end with that stupid line?
Yeah, I mean, to me that was like, the come at me bro jump was the physical representation of that line. It was lame, and I didn't like it.
No, I stand behind it. I stand behind come at me bro jump.
Anyway, did you see the promo for next week?
I have not, but does it involve Felicity at any?
Well, I mean, I would assume, but
because it just seemed like in this episode they were, I don't know, like it with Oliver not understanding Felicity's reasoning, and it seemed like they were kind of,
you know what it is?
Setting the groundwork for maybe they understand each other a little bit better than they did before.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's one of those episodes where you throw 2 characters who are having issues into an impossible situation so that they have to rely on each other and grow closer together.
Yes, pretty much, yeah.
That's what next week's going to be. It's called Underneath, and it turns out that big explosion at the end from Chase was not an actual explosion. It was an EMP pulse, and it takes out her chip so she can't walk, and it takes out all the computers. So it's like they're trapped underground, and they're trying to get out.
I'm not sure if I'm okay with an Arrow bottle episode. But
yeah, I mean, I've seen them done really well.
No,
these specific types of episodes where you just stick 2 people together and make them, come to grips with each other.
Yeah.
Parks and Rec did it really well with Swanson and Leslie being locked in the office all night. It's pretty hilarious. Enterprise did it really well with 2 crew members stuck in a shuttle pod hoping that the ship comes back and finds them.
I vaguely remember
slowly
that.
Freezing to death. And they kind of come together on the notion that T'Pol has a really nice bum.
If you can come together on anything. Yeah, I just, I'm at the point where, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm at the point where I'm sure it's going to be fine.
Yeah, it looked like a good episode.
Arrow has been, like, I haven't even seen the promo. I don't, like, if you pitched this to me and said this is what we're going to do the next episode, I would say, let's rethink that. But you know what? They've been fantastic this year. Arrow's been great.
And the promo looked good. It really did. I don't have anything else to say. It looks like, I don't know, they're running out of air. Maybe I know Oliver's been injured. It looks like he falls down an elevator shaft.
Why not?
In the episode.
Oh, by the way, the footage of that guy in the elevator was hilarious and kind of good.
Yeah.
Like, I kept laughing watching him just flop to the top and the bottom of the elevator.
Yeah.
And then being very afraid because I have a fear of heights.
I can see that being funny and going viral on Facebook.
Like, if that actually happened, it would be on E-Bomb's World in no time.
E-bombs? Really?
Yeah.
Is that still a thing?
I think so.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Hello, 2002.
Hello. Just saying hi.
All right. I think that's it. I think that's all I've got.
Oh,
how you feeling?
I would just like to ask CW to stop raising the volume of their ads on their network by double.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. Or if you could stop airing the same ad twice in a row.
Yeah. I would like to submit that neither the Bumblebee nor the Tapas commercial is funny.
Neither. Also, here's my problem with that commercial. You're talking about the Wells Fargo commercial.
Yeah.
The problem I have is you didn't have pockets, and that was the big reveal. What the hell are you doing with your phone?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you didn't have room for a wallet. Great. You just holding the phone the whole time? Because come on, we're all holding like 2.5 ounce phones. You pocket those things. No one holds their phone.
Now, what do I like about those commercials?
Or are you a Bumblebee with like a side, like one of those like belt, like holster things? That's not right.
Well, what I like about those commercials though,
Uh-huh.
is the guys getting essentially the same information in both commercials and having different reactions to it. Therefore, they're introducing a multiverse model for commercials, knowing that we're watching The Flash.
I kind of like that. I just like I hate the fact that like I'm watching Arrow and I get an advertisement for this season of Arrow. I'm watching it, man. I don't need like a recap. Yeah. And it's a 60-second ad.
And I'm getting mad that they're like spoiling Riverdale for me because I still haven't had a chance to watch that.
I agree. I'm never going to watch Riverdale. It's just not on my list. But yes, I agree. No, actually, I've had problems though with like if I'm watching one of these shows and I'll see an ad for the next show. Like I'll be watching The Flash and see the promo to the episode of Arrow. Come on, guys. I'm going to get there. Just give me some time.
Yeah. Or at least, strategically place the ads.
Like, I'm already going to watch Arrow. If you want to show me the promo to the next episode of Arrow, well, put it after Supergirl. Like, just put some thought behind it. That's all.
Yeah, that'd be great. Anyway, that's all I got.
I feel better. I feel better after bitching about that for a little while.
I'm glad, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
We are DC On Screen. You can find every episode at dconscreen.com. You can contact us on Twitter and Facebook at DC On Screen, one word. We're on Instagram, same thing, DC On Screen. If you want to call us and leave us a voicemail, 205-259-6331, or drop us a line, and we'll respond to whatever you got. We'll even play your voicemail if you send us one. So, lots of fun stuff, and we're going to be coming back on probably Tuesday with news episodes. I don't know how long they'll be. I don't know how much news there is. I haven't really been paying attention.
There's some so far.
But, expect Wonder Woman stuff to be ramping up. Oh,
I saw a new teaser for Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looked great.
Oh, it looked good. Here's the sad part is like I want to see that movie, but I hate that I want to erase a month of my life so that I could be just a few more days away from that movie.
You'll be all right.
I would erase the next month of my life to see the 2.5 hours that I would get to. Mm-hmm. That's what I felt like after I watched that teaser.
I would not, because we got a lot of great DC TV shows to watch in that month.
Yeah.
All right, guys. let's leave Jason with that quandary. And
it's a
until
rough formula.
Until next time, keep some DC on your screen.